Ayman Khan here for Seconds Out with Juggernaut Joe Joyce, one of the most exciting fighters in Britain, maybe even the world as well. Joe, how you doing? You feeling good?
I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Pretty good. And look, you're pretty good heading into a very important rematch against Zhilei Zhang. Look, let's reflect and look back on the first fight. A lot of people kind of, when fighters suffer their first loss, there's a lot of like, oh, well, we kind of realised this, we realised that, and maybe the southpaw thing was a bit of a problem. How much of a problem was the southpaw element in that fight?
Yeah, it was. It was. I noticed it because it's something when you're used to doing something like over and over again. It's like second nature. But when you actually have to like think and the tactics have flipped, especially when someone's so good like Zhang, and he was very accurate and fast with his shots, and he's kind of waiting for me to throw, and then he was countering me straight away, and he was catching me straight in my eye, and he dropped me as well, and I got up and carried on, and yeah, and I thought like as the fight went on, I was like starting to land shots, and he was starting to take a backward steps, and I was watching the AI computer scoring thing. Was interesting to see how many shots I was throwing and landed and stuff, and I mean, it looked terrible, but I kind of did it right, like points wise and stuff. So, I mean, as the fight went on, if I didn't get stopped by the eye, maybe I'd have, could have won by points, or would have like end up putting some stuff together and started landing on him and getting him out there later. But now I've got the rematch. I've got to do it all over again, and we've both been and shared the ring each other, so we both know exactly what each other possesses, and so it's about like getting, well, on my behalf, getting, me and the team and I to like pull together and correct all the mistakes and coming bigger, better, stronger, faster, whatever, and then get the title back, rip it back, and then get and be ready for when the mandatory gets called, when it's my shot. That's the plan anyway.
Now, I'm going to play the role of armchair body language expert. I've been watching the interviews you've done in the aftermath and then today here. And I've seen like a lot of sighing, a lot of shrugging. It feels like maybe that the loss really kind of bugs you and gets under your skin. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yeah, it's very hard to deal with, and like because it's also the way people treat you afterwards as well, and like there's a lot of disappointment, and like people got excited and thought I was gonna do the business and then like go off, and then talking about Fury, Usyk, and the rest, like so yeah, it's quite tough to deal with, and to like come through a loss and then rebuild and then go again to fight the same guy, to do better, to get. But it's like I don't want to go like the long way around. I just want to get the title back and get back in time for that shot. And it's such a big risk that maybe I didn't need to take, and or I could have took another fight in between. But then that would have mean Zhang would have got the opportunity to fight, for with the title to fight one of the other guys. So I don't know. It is tough, and but pressure creates diamonds. So yeah, hopefully I can like improve and come back stronger. And maybe it was like the lesson that I needed to learn to get a better Joe Joyce, a better. I'm talking third person. Oh dear.
It's all right, but you're giving really good answers, Joe. I want to pick your brain and be honest in my question here. Was there any thought of retirement in the aftermath of the fight?
Oh no way! I'm not like I just got a bruised eye and a bruised ear as well, and like it was like healed within probably like the week or two. Like, so it's not like talking about retirement's crazy, man. Like I've still got like Zhang's 40 and like he's still doing it. He's still freaking no good. So I started late, and I've got plenty more to give to the sport, and plenty more titles to win, big fights to have, and nights and stuff. So I'm not done yet, and I think like it'll be sweeter, almost like getting it back and doing what I need to do.
When you said people looking at you differently, did you feel that the boxing public looked at you differently in terms of how you were as a fighter? Because you were seen as a juggernaut, you're seen as someone who's going to probably wipe through Zhang, and then that didn't happen, even though it was still a brilliant fight. Did you feel the boxing public, in a sense, abandon you?
Not abandon me. I thought, I got a lot of well wishes and a lot of support and love from people. But it's like on the night I can, the disappointment. And I was disappointed in myself as well. So it's very tough to take a loss and in front of, the public. But it wasn't that bad. It was stopped with a swollen eye, with a bruised eye. Like it could have been worse. But it's about righting those wrongs, and maybe it exposed some things which needed to be exposed, like. Where we might not have seen if I just won and went on. So maybe it will give me that from overcoming those obstacles will give me more to my arsenal and like improve me as a boxer, fighter, person.
You said something. You're very much an interesting character, and you said something that I thought was very interesting in the aftermath of the fight, in the post-fight interview. Like, it's an eye for an eye, maybe it's karma for what I did to Dubois. Why did you say that?
Oh, I don't know. It was like, more it's like it was an eye for an eye for an eye. I don't know. Aye.
Yeah, indeed. Look, so you're training out in Las Vegas, so you're continuing on with Ismail Salas. Was there any thought to maybe change trainers at all, or you're going to continue on with Salas?
No, definitely continue on with Salas. Salas is a great guy, as my friend and coach. Like, I've got a lot of time for him, and I think he's the best. He's for me anyway. Brings out the best in me. He's got a great track record of champions. I'm on the list, and Larry Whyte, equally experienced. He's been to Olympics himself, and also Devron as well. I've got a very experienced team, so it's just about and obviously S-Jam and Queensbury, Frank Warren. Like it's on it's on me to. Well, it's just on all of us to pull together and like bring out a better, stronger, faster, better juggernaut to take back the title and then fulfill my dreams and goals and aspirations and becoming heavyweight champion and fighting the best and being in some great nights and giving the fans the entertainment, and because there's not a lot of fights happening at heavyweight, so there's a big fight this September 23rd, so where I can get back the title and then march on. But it's a tough old game, and it's very tough to take a loss and come back. And but here I am.
Everything's on the table in this fight: win, lose, or draw. Those are the three outcomes. Very much, you're welcome to take a sip if you want of your drink. Yeah, everything's on everything's on the table here: win, lose, or draw. Frank Warren said, and I'm paraphrasing here, like this is a make or break for you. Is there that sense of jeopardy? Like, look, if you don't win this fight, those title shots aren't going to come.
Well, it's a very long way back, and if I had taken a fight in between, then it would have been a longer route back as well, because it would give Zhang that opportunity for for perhaps an undisputed fight, or against one of the big guys. Oi, oi. Cheers, Frank. That's what I needed.
Frank's not lost the faith.
Let's do it. Huh? What?
Frank's not lost the faith.
Nah. Oh, that's good. I hope you haven't too.
No, I've not. Like I said, very much one of my favourite fighters to watch, be it in Britain or in the world. Look, there was a lot of talk in the build-up about Joshua fights, Usyk fights, world title fights, all the big fights. Did that play a factor in maybe taking the eye off the ball slightly in terms of what was in front of you?
Yeah, I think you can get a bit complacent and stuff. And I thought I'd beat Zhang. I was very confident, and I found out the hard way. And there's some improvements I can make that will make, and it also adds to the story and I don't know, it just adds to the journey. And it's about righting those wrongs, but it's hard to take defeat and the disappointment and stuff and letting people down and stuff. And so I don't want to do that. I prefer winning. It's a lot better feeling. And and being big fights, big lucrative fights.
Big lucrative fights indeed, and they're in the offing very much soon. Like you said, you're the sense of frustration coming from yourself because you're the one fighting right now in the heavyweight division, whereas everyone else isn't. They seem to be waiting for the big bucks, which is their prerogative. Right now, someone who's waiting for a world title shot is Daniel Dubois, your former opponent who you beat, taking on Alexander Usyk. Do you feel that Dubois has the chance to beat Alexander Usyk when the two meet in August 26th?
I think he's got a chance. I think because the bar hits very hard, but is he going to be able to hit Usyk? Usyk's will be dancing around, moving, hitting him and stuff. Yeah, I'd like to see that, and then bring the title back to the UK, and I can beat him for it again. But yeah, I think it's a very tough fight, but yeah, I think Usyk's probably going to do it. But Jabal's got a puncher's chance, and he's got a very big punch. If he can land him with a few shots, he could have him wobbling all over the place.
Final thing I want to touch on is a much mooted Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte rematch. It seems like the rematch clause has been taken out there for those two to go ahead. Who do you favour in that fight?
In the
Joshua versus Whyte.
is that actually going to happen?
It seems like now the rematch clause is gone, so it feels like it's possible now.
Well, yeah, I'm down to see that fight. That's a great fight. I'll be tuning in, and yeah, I think it'll be good for both of them because they've got that rivalry, and maybe it'll bring the best out of them, and they'll go toe to toe, tash to tash, and it'll be an exciting fight. And then there's also that was it Wilder Ruiz, which it was a good fight as well. I think you need to get to a stage where everyone's just fighting everyone. There's all lucrative fights, and I don't know, in boxing, it's like it's a tough man's sport. Like, so could I have some tough men, please? Like, even though I lost, like I got in there and gave it, and I'm going and doing it again. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what's everyone so afraid of?
I think the boxing public would echo your frustration as well. I think you hit the nail on the head there. Look, my final thing is, when you take on Zhang in the rematch, is it the juggernaut that beats Zhang, or is it a different Joyce that beats Zhang?
Yeah, and new and improved 2.0 juggernaut will be better, and I just need to have definitely a better defense and not eat all them freaking straight lefts or any rights or anything, and yeah, just be better and improve, and then I can go on and win some more, because it's a lot better winning than losing.
Joe, we'll leave that there. Real pleasure speaking to you once again. Thanks for speaking to Seconds Out, sir. All the best in your fight.
Thank you.
Cheers.